Why, hello everyone. It is I, Gwen, and I just spent a most lovely time in the park sitting and reading from my book, Our New Story. And when I arrived back home, I sat down and my guides were like, "You will stream live now." And I'm like, "Really? I will? Okay, I guess I will. I will stream live now." And so here I am. Um, I asked them what I was going to talk about, and they said that we were going to talk about light languages since I was touching into that today. And I went on Facebook into a light language group and shared in a live kind of transmission thing with a fellow who works a lot with dragon languages and dragon energy. And of course, he said that a lot of them were showing up with me, but him and his mother do a lot of kind of connecting people to their light languages, initiating them. And so if any of you don't know what light languages are, we might get some further insight from the Arcturians, because that's who they said I was going to speak through me, and the Galactic Council of Light. Those were the words that came through me, and so I just get to jump in here and see what happens, I guess. And I was curious as to, what does it mean to kind of be open to your kind of original light language? Do I have an original light language? Do you have a light language? If any of you don't know what light language is, I mean, I think it's being heard more and more, and I've had a few episodes in Welcome to Channeling where people transmit light language or they speak it. In fact, I was with Sandy in the first season experimenting with light language and opening and sharing in that way. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to step in and see who shows up, because we'll see. All right. Oh, and if you have not gotten this book yet, get it. I will be, I'll be doing an episode soon on it, sharing some of what's in it. And that's going to be fun. But also tomorrow, if you're not familiar, if you do not know yet, tomorrow I will be doing a live broadcast with me and Kate Woodley. Kate Woodley channels a lot of different beings, but one of them is Ashtar, Commander Ashtar. And what I've been told is I will be channeling the Warriors of Light through the dragons, and whoever else shows up and wants to be part of that. And so if you have questions for any of those or us, please join us live 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and feel free to pop in some questions or comments to us. Okay, here we go. I love this. I think my guys test me to see if I'm going to be. There you go. I'm advertising. All right. I'm just taking a few deep breaths in. If any of you are really interested in channeling, there's a lot of people who now are helping connect people in. One of them is my friend Peter Dennis. So I will try to write his information in, and here we go. We are here, we are here, we are here. I am here, and also the Galactic Council of Light, as you would call us, Gwen. For we are a slightly different array of beings than what one would usually think we are. We are here, we are here, we are here to inform you and many that this idea of light language will spread across the earth like wildfire, we would say. For people are awakening their crowns, as one would call them, are opening, turning, and igniting a memory, even though it is not perhaps available in their mind, the exact details of the lives that have been lived in full. For at times, we would say to you that if you did see all of the many lives, it would be of such an overwhelm that your mind would melt and meld into nothingness. And so there is a balance in all things. Many of you saying, "We pound on the doors of heaven, why do you not let us in?" And we say to you, heaven is just a breath away. A breath away, you say? Yes, simply a breath away. As you claim yourself in your wholeness as a process of experience, you come closer and closer to the experience of all that you are, and the seed, the heart, the beginning of the truth of you. So we say to you, this is quite a dichotomy, for you are at once, at the same time, coming to a space of a complete and utter emptiness, or we would say availability or potentiality, and at the same time, the ultimate expression of all the experiences that have been brought into effect by you, the light that you are, the consciousness that said and chose into this experiment, this experience of life as you know it. We say to you, it is hard, or you are not even capable of comprehending completely what you truly are. And this we say in love. For you, it seems like a limitation. For us here, we see it is a purposeful quality, a purposeful boundary that as and when you are ready, you will start to tear down the walls. And as and when you are ready, you will be prepared to be able to understand and be in the multidimensional aspects of all that you are. As you enter into this multidimensional aspect of what you are, you must stand strong in what is called your equanimity. You must know your center and your choices. This is why many say you have not done the work in order to live in the valley of peace or the new earth. The work must be done. You must complete a certain amount of emotional maturing experience. What this entails is you experiencing what is considered the contrast, the light and the dark, and you coming to a sense of love and purpose that you must own all in love and bring it together, not as something that would null out the importance of choice, but confirms the light within you. And so you, in your divine nature, then assert your intention towards awareness of your oneness and what the love and light within you would naturally desire to express. Thus, much that is not needed simply falls to the earth. It falls to the ground, is not needed to be carried anymore. And thus, many of the companies, many of the businesses, many of the schemes that are in effect simply fall apart because people are not willing to invest within them. They say their lives are dedicated in other ways, and they need not be carrying the chains that someone else would wish or desire for them to carry. For there is a heavy investment in making others do the work that you think must be done. For all who are invested in this kind of idea believe in the idea that there is not enough in the world, and in order to survive, one must use another to do so. This is an idea which was invested in long ago as a part of the nature of the polarity and the 3D experience, which was initiated near the time of what one would call the inception of these species. The entities on Earth who thus became hominids, those who became more into the idea of what you as a human consider you are. And so, as this was done, there were those who helped to program this mindset that there was an imbalance, that there was a separation, and in order to survive, people needed to work for them. We speak of this conferring and referring to the Anunnaki, and there were a section of them who were influencing in this manner. There are others of the Anu or Anunnaki who, in consideration that this role must be, at least in their perspective, said that this must be played out, offered themselves in this manner. We talk about these things not to point a finger at them, to say this is what has made this earth go all wrong. We do not say it in this manner, for what is what is. And this recipe, I guess so we would call it, has actually produced much bounty. We do not say this to treat lightly the amount and the type of pain that has been experienced through all generations of time here upon this earth plane and the surrounding experience of this sphere, we would call it. Gwen has been speaking to the Anunnaki, and as she has been speaking to the Anunnaki, she has been listening to what is considered their story. They call this sphere of existence a genome. They refer to their story in different ways. They, being a part of a certain kind of being which helped to initiate this sphere into its creative form, they being invested in creation itself and experimenting in the balance of things itself, when they themselves took human form and became a part of the inner experience. Thus, this dedication, this bias, was played out within this sphere. This is natural, for why would one invest in something so heavily if they could not play out and experience themselves within it in order to know themselves more fully? They, as well as every single part, all who were invested, were important aspects of the creation of this genome or this sphere of experience of life. And so, thus the story was played out. Thus, the story of the lowest or the most unconscious form expressions of themselves being played out, and also what is considered the highest or most light forms of their expression being played out. As we all come together and we consider what is called shadow work now, we now speak to you about what that entails. That entails something very clear as we look upon this wide view. This tale is considering both ends. The one who looked in and saw the opportunity to experience and play out and understand what this kind of dedication would be experienced as in life, seeing and claiming its own shadow, and then bringing it home in wholeness and oneness. Thus, as we do this, we see the importance of every aspect as a part of the intelligence that can be offered to you, to me, to everyone. And so when we play in these realms of what is considered shadow work, we use the light. And when we use the light, we speak of it in certain ways, such as light language. Light language is a way that we all express in a manner which is like unto coding, you would say, on earth. It is like unto specific kinds of codes that hold specific kinds of information. And so many of you will now be opening to specific kinds of information that you have access to. For each one of you was imprinted with specific information that is important to the whole. This is why the whole must be one, and none are lost. This is the expression and why we say this. For the whole makes a complete and full running program. Now, we do not say this to make you fear. It is simply a way to show you that with all the information, you may move freely. You may create your own experience of life, your own experience of worlds, your own genome, so to speak. So, with these light languages, when you ask and consider them, recognize they will be unique to you, even though there may be a thread that is familiar and connects to certain types of light language, of certain origins. We say to you that you will have your own quote unquote flavor. And as we all speak in these ways, we inform each other in ways that the human mind does not quite fully understand. But we are sharing a light. We are helping each other to come into a more complete whole experience. And this is simply what we are playing in at this time. So that as we experience this, the reality or the idea of separation lessens, and we come to recognize that we are one, connected and whole. This is the real use of this light language. It is like building a bridge across the bay so that we may walk to the other side and see how the other lives. And as we build these bridges or webs all throughout the world, We thus become a part of each other's lives, or we thus see we are a part of each other's lives. And we continue to grow and nourish each other together. We are glad that you have been considering this, Gwen, for we know that you are on the edge of opening to different forms of your light language, even though you have experienced and experimented here. You are on the brink of many things, and so we leave these loving thoughts with you. And as we do so, we step forward and I make a message or bring a message from the Council, the Galactic Council of Light. The Galactic Council of Light. We stand here in love and awe. We come here confirming the essence of you and your nature, which is of greater depth than you could ever imagine and is wider than you could ever imagine. Your expressions varied and vast. And as you embrace this idea that your expressions are vast and vibrant, then you come to walk a walk where much more is acceptable than you ever thought. We do not say this to say for you to become numb to pain, to suffering, to people or something who is being taken advantage of. But you simply may walk understanding that we are all on a journey of experiencing ourselves and seeing into the choices that are truly available. And as we come to recognize our godliness, our empowered natures of choice, we thus become mighty and bright. You may hold this idea within your heart. Even as we said this, Gwen felt the brightness in her heart. Yes, we can choose to use the tools that we have to bring a bright world into being. And so as you see this and hold this in your heart, all that you encounter will be influenced by this matter, by this truth within you. And this is how we walk forward home. This is our message to you and to all who will and shall listen to this broadcast. We are in gratitude that you considered to listen to our prompting. For as you do so, Gwen, you will continue to thrive in your life, and this will expand in many ways. And this is our message to you and all those who are here listening and who shall listen. We leave this with you in grace, recognizing our brotherhood and sisterhood. And we say aho, for this is the way that Gwen often chooses to honor those around her. Aho. All right. So I think just one or two people dropped in while I was here doing this, but I thought that was interesting, them talking about light language, and what it is for, what it's used for, to cross the bridges of what we think are separation. I guess there's more to come. I now don't know. This is something new that jumped in right now. I don't think I've channeled from the Galactic Council of Light. I don't think I've met, I've experienced it in certain vision and stuff, an Arcturian, but I haven't channeled it out loud. So there we are, me just jumping in and doing it. If you want to leave a comment or if you have any questions, feel free to leave the questions, and I appreciate all that you do. Feel free to share. Love to you all. Bye. Oh, before I leave, once again, tomorrow I will be doing a live with Kate Woodley. And so check it out. Okay, bye.